Did you know that the average person makes over 35,000 decisions a day? Yet many of these choices are influenced by unconscious habits that could be sabotaging their happiness? Think about it. Some of the routines or behaviors you've developed over the years might be quietly draining your energy, straining your relationships, and keeping you from living the fulfilling life you deserve. But here's the good news. Letting go of just a few of these habits could dramatically improve your well-being, boost your confidence, and open the door to a more vibrant future. In today's video, we're uncovering 7 critical habits you need to stop right now if you want to regain control of your life. These aren't just minor tweaks. They're transformative shifts that can change how you feel, think, and live. From the way we interact with others to how we care for ourselves, each habit we'll explore holds the key to unlocking a richer, more intentional life. And here's the best part. By addressing these behaviors, you'll not only gain more years in your life, but also more life in your years, filled with joy, autonomy, and true purpose. Stay with us until the very end because the final habit we'll discuss might be the one thing silently holding you back the most. And trust me, you don't want to miss it. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a video that could help transform your life. And if you enjoy this one, don't forget to like, share, and let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you're ready to take back control, comment yes below. Now, let's dive in. The first habit you need to stop, right now, is blindly agreeing with others without questioning it. Think about it for a moment. How often do you say yes just to avoid conflict or keep the peace? How often do you suppress your true feelings because you don't want to upset someone else? This happens to so many of us, especially as we grow older. Somewhere along the way, we're taught that being agreeable equals being kind, that avoiding conflict is the best way to maintain relationships. But here's the harsh reality. Every time you nod along to something you don't truly believe in, every time you silence your voice to keep the peace, you're eroding your self-worth bit by bit. You're giving away a piece of yourself, little by little, until one day you might wake up and not even recognize who you are anymore. You might think that going along with others is a way to avoid unnecessary drama or stress, but in reality, you are losing something far more valuable: your voice. When you stop questioning and stop standing up for your beliefs, you're not just giving up your voice, you're giving up your power. Studies show that people who suppress their opinions and fail to assert themselves over time experience a decrease in life satisfaction and personal autonomy. And that is a slow, painful way to lose your identity. I've seen it happen countless times. As we age, it's easy to think our opinions and decisions don't carry the same weight anymore. But that could not be further from the truth. The wisdom and experience you've gathered over the years are invaluable. They give you a perspective that younger generations simply don't have. Why should you, with all of your life's lessons, stay silent? Think about the times when you've wanted to speak up but chose not to. The moments when you disagreed, but stayed quiet to avoid rocking the boat. By doing that, you're not keeping the peace, you're sacrificing your inner peace. You deserve to be heard. You deserve to express your thoughts, your desires, and your wisdom. Don't let anyone make you feel like your voice no longer matters. It matters more than ever because it's rooted in deep experience and hard-earned wisdom. When you stop questioning and blindly agree with others, you're not just losing your voice. You're losing your ability to make independent decisions that align with your values and beliefs. Over time, this can lead to feelings of helplessness, like life is happening to you, not for you. It's time to break that cycle. It's time to reclaim your voice, trust your judgment, and live with intention. The second thing you need to stop doing is isolating yourself socially. As we get older, it can feel tempting to withdraw. Staying at home, avoiding social gatherings, letting friendships slowly fade. It seems easier. I get it. But here's the painful truth. Isolation is a thief. It steals connection, joy, and the very essence of what it means to be alive. Loneliness isn't just an emotional experience, it's a physical one. Studies show that prolonged isolation can lead to serious health problems, including heart disease, depression, and even cognitive decline. Your brain needs connection to thrive. We are social beings. We're wired to share, to laugh, to cry, to feel with others. When you withdraw, you're depriving yourself of the emotional and physical nourishment your body needs to thrive. I know it feels easier to stay isolated, especially when energy levels drop or when it seems like you have nothing in common with others anymore. But I promise you, you do have something to offer, more than you might realize. Your life experiences, your stories, your wisdom, these are treasures the world needs. Never underestimate the power of human connection. Sometimes, it's as simple as sharing a laugh over coffee or having a heartfelt conversation on the phone. But when you isolate yourself, loneliness has a way of sneaking in. And loneliness? It's not just a feeling. It's a slow, silent poison. It seeps into your emotional well-being and even your physical health, often without you realizing it. At first, it's subtle, a quiet sense of being alone. But over time, it can grow into a deep, aching sadness, a hollow feeling that something vital is missing. Here's the good news. It's never too late to reconnect. It's never too late to pick up the phone, send a message, or step out of your comfort zone to rebuild those connections that bring light into your life. Don't wait for others to make the first move. Take the lead. Reaching out doesn't have to be complicated. Maybe it's joining that local group you've been curious about, calling a friend you haven't spoken to in years, or even chatting with a neighbor during your morning walk. And here's the beautiful thing. You don't need an army of people around you. What matters is the quality of those connections, not the quantity. A single meaningful conversation, a shared moment of understanding, or even a simple smile exchanged with someone can bring immense joy and healing. When you reconnect with the world around you, you rediscover the value you bring, not just to others but to yourself. You remind yourself that you're part of something greater, that your voice matters, and that your presence enriches the lives of those around you. Yes, it can feel intimidating at first. You might think it's too late to build new relationships or rekindle old ones, especially if your social circle has shifted over the years. But let me tell you this, it's never too late to embrace connection. Whether it's through picking up a hobby, joining a community group, or simply learning to use technology to stay in touch with loved ones, there are countless ways to bring connection back into your life. Each interaction, no matter how small, breathes life into your heart, mind, and soul. These moments of shared laughter, heartfelt conversations, and even simple companionship remind you of the joy that life still holds. They ground you, nourish you, and make you feel seen, valued, and loved. If you've been avoiding social activities or shying away from relationships because they seem like too much effort, it's time to stop. Isolation might feel comforting at first, but it's a false comfort. Don't let it rob you of the laughter, warmth, and shared stories that are still waiting for you. Human connection isn't just a luxury, it's a necessity. It's one of the greatest keys to living a joyful, purposeful life at any age. So step out, reconnect, and let your wisdom, stories, and laughter shine. The world needs you. Let's talk about the third thing you need to stop doing. Neglecting your physical health because you think it's too late to make a difference. This mindset is one of the most dangerous traps we can fall into as we age. It's tempting to believe that because your body isn't as strong or agile as it once was, there's no point in trying. Maybe you've convinced yourself that exercise won't change anything, that healthy eating won't make a dent, or that those doctor appointments you've been postponing are just optional at this stage. But let me tell you something. That couldn't be further from the truth. It doesn't matter if you're in your 50s, 60s, 70s, or even your 80s. It's never too late to start taking care of your body. Small, intentional changes can lead to profound improvements in your quality of life. Imagine this. A short walk around the block each day, a few gentle stretches, or even balance exercises in your living room can make a world of difference. These aren't just routines. They're investments in your independence, your mobility, and your ability to live life on your terms. Don't underestimate the power of these small acts of self-care. They are life-changing. And it's not just about movement, it's also about what you put on your plate. A diet filled with whole foods, fresh vegetables, lean proteins, and plenty of water can transform how you feel day to day. Nutritious choices can boost your energy, help reduce chronic pain, and even prevent or manage conditions like diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Think about that for a moment. What if you woke up tomorrow with more energy? What if your aches and pains started to fade? What if you felt strong, capable, and ready to take on whatever the day throws at you? And here's the kicker. Taking care of your physical health doesn't just change your body. It transforms your emotional well-being, too. When you prioritize your health, you're telling yourself that you matter. You're saying that your life is still worth investing in, that there's still so much joy, connection, and fulfillment ahead of you. The better your body feels, the sharper and more engaged your mind becomes. You'll find yourself feeling more confident, more capable, and more alive. Your outlook on life will shift in ways you never thought possible. This isn't about turning back the clock or trying to feel young again. It's about honoring the incredible body that has carried you through decades of experiences, challenges, and triumphs. It's about giving it the care and attention it deserves so you can make the most of the years ahead. Years that can be filled with vitality, energy, and joy. So, take that first step. No matter how small it feels, it matters. Go for that walk. Choose the apple over the processed snack. Schedule that doctor's visit you've been putting off. Because your health is not just about adding years to your life, it's about adding life to your years. And that's a gift you absolutely deserve. When you take care of your physical health, you're investing in your future. A future where you can continue enjoying the activities, experiences, and relationships that bring meaning to your life. So stop telling yourself it's too late, or that it won't make a difference. Every small step matters. A short walk, a balanced meal, or a doctor's visit you've been avoiding. Each one brings you closer to a life filled with more joy, freedom, and time to savor what truly matters. Your health is a gift, and it's never too late to nurture it. Don't give up on yourself now. There's so much more to experience, and you deserve to be your best for it. Let's talk about another habit holding you back: living in the past. It's natural to reminisce about the moments that shaped you, the people, places, and choices that made you who you are. Memories are precious, no doubt, but they can also become chains, keeping you from embracing the beauty of the present. Dwelling solely on the past, no matter how sweet those memories are, locks you in a place that no longer exists. It blinds you to the opportunities, joys, and experiences waiting for you right now. Many of us fall into the belief that our best days are behind us. We replay old memories, regret missed opportunities, or wish we'd made different choices. Regret can cloud the present, making it seem less vibrant. But this way of thinking is not only limiting, it's robbing you of the chance to create new, meaningful moments. The past is gone. It shaped you, yes, but it does not define your present. What you do now matters more than anything that came before. You can't change the past, but you can shape your today. Choose to make the most of every sunrise, every conversation, and every opportunity that comes your way. When you cling to the past, you're essentially saying no to the future. And the future, no matter your age, is filled with possibility. This isn't the end of the road. It's a new chapter. Try something new, rediscover an old passion, or form new connections. Every day brings a fresh opportunity for growth, happiness, and fulfillment. But you have to let go of the past to embrace it. Your best days may still lie ahead, if you allow them to. If you found value in these lessons, comment below to let me know you're here and ready to move forward with me. The fifth thing you must stop doing: sacrificing your happiness and well-being for others. For many, this feels noble, even necessary, especially if you've spent years as a caretaker, always putting others first. You might believe your worth lies in how much you can give, how many people you can make happy, or how selflessly you serve your family and community. But here's a hard truth. When you constantly put everyone else's needs before your own, you start to lose yourself. You've likely spent decades caring for others, your children, spouse, or family members, pouring your energy into ensuring they're okay. Along the way, you've postponed your own dreams, ignored your health, and sacrificed your happiness, thinking that one day it would be your turn. Well, that day has arrived. Your happiness matters just as much as anyone else's. Here's the reality. When you consistently sacrifice yourself, people may start to take it for granted. They become so accustomed to your selflessness that they stop noticing the toll it takes on you. Over time, they may even begin to expect it, not out of malice, but because you've taught them that your needs come last. It's time to rewrite that narrative. You deserve to prioritize yourself. It's not selfish, it's essential. You can't pour from an empty cup, and after years of giving, yours might be close to running dry. You have every right to pursue your happiness, care for your health, and spend time doing the things that bring you joy. This might mean learning to say no, setting boundaries with those who rely on you, or carving out time for self-care. These are not acts of selfishness. They are acts of self-preservation and love. You've spent years giving to others. Now, it's your turn. You've spent your whole life giving, always there for others, putting their needs ahead of yours. But here's the thing. It's time to stop. It's time to give something to yourself. It's time to grant yourself the one thing you've always given to others, permission to be happy. Imagine this. You're planning that trip you've always dreamed of. Or maybe you're picking up that hobby you've put aside for years. This is your time. No more guilt. You are not a machine built to serve. You are a human being, worthy of love, care, and happiness. Now, let me tell you something that might be a bit hard to hear, but I know you'll feel it in your bones because you've lived it. For years, you've sacrificed, bent over backward, always saying yes, always putting yourself last. And where has it gotten you? You've given so much, and it's time you got something in return. But here's the tough reality. The people you've helped, the ones you've carried, they might be living their lives without a second thought. They're going on, carrying on, while you're left with the quiet, unspoken burden of feeling like you've given everything and still, no one seems to notice. That's a hard pill to swallow, isn't it? That after all the acts of kindness, after years of saying, "I'm here for you," there's this quiet ache because the recognition, the appreciation you expected, hasn't come. It's been a one-way street, and it's exhausting. So let me ask you this. If you keep pouring from an empty cup, what happens? You start to feel drained, physically, emotionally, mentally. And one day, when you wake up, you'll ask yourself, when do I get to live for me? Now here's the breakthrough. It's not selfish to put yourself first. In fact, it's the most loving thing you can do for yourself. And trust me, it's also the best thing you can do for those around you. Because when you start caring for yourself, you'll be in a better place to truly give, to truly love, and most importantly, to truly live. And speaking of living, let's talk about something else. Stop ignoring your own physical and emotional limits. We get caught up in this idea that admitting we need help or can't do something is somehow a weakness, as if acknowledging our limitations means we're giving in to aging. But guess what? That's a lie. You don't have to be the same person you were at 30 or 40. And that's okay. In fact, it's more than okay. It's wise. Trying to keep up with the pace, pushing through the exhaustion, ignoring the signals your body and mind are giving you, that's what's dangerous. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen it happen to others. People pushing too hard, ignoring the pain, only to end up with injuries or burnout. Why? Because they were too afraid to admit that they weren't invincible. But listen to me. There's strength in knowing your limits. True strength isn't pretending to be something you're not. True strength is saying, I need help or I need to slow down. It's knowing when to take a step back. It's saying, I've done enough. Aging doesn't mean giving up. It means adapting, adjusting, and honoring the wisdom that comes with time. It means understanding that slowing down isn't about losing anything. It's about gaining the freedom to live with more ease, more joy, and more peace. So stop pushing yourself to be the person you were in your 20s or 30s. Embrace who you are today. Because let me tell you something, you've earned it. You've earned the right to take it easy when you need to. You've earned the right to live at your own pace, to rest, to say no, and to do things for yourself. This is your time, and there's no shame in slowing down. There's no shame in resting. It's a sign of wisdom, not weakness. You don't have to do it all. You don't have to prove anything. Just be. And when you need to rest, rest. When you need to ask for help, ask. Because your worth is not defined by how much you can do. It's defined by the amazing person you've become, the resilience you've built, and the wisdom you've earned along the way. So take a deep breath and give yourself permission to live on your terms. You deserve this. You deserve happiness. You deserve peace. And most of all, you deserve the freedom to just be yourself. Now, go ahead. Take care of you. The world will keep turning, and you, my friend, will be living it on your own terms. It's time to stop telling yourself that you've aged out of doing the things you love. Sure, your body and mind may have changed, but that doesn't mean you have to let go of the passions that once brought you joy. Instead, It's about adapting. It's about finding new ways to enjoy those activities that align with where you are now, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Knowing your limits isn't weakness. It's a sign of true wisdom and self-awareness. Admitting that something no longer works for you isn't a loss. It's a beautiful act of self-care. It's giving yourself the space to breathe, to honor your body, and to take care of what matters most, you. By setting these boundaries, you're ensuring that you have the energy for the things that truly bring you joy, the things that light you up. And when you do that, you thrive. Now, let's talk about something that needs to be said. The myth that aging means the end of intimacy. This is one of the biggest lies we've been told. Sexuality doesn't expire. Desire doesn't fade with age. In fact, your ability to experience pleasure and connection can grow deeper, richer, and more meaningful as time goes on. Unfortunately, society has fed us the narrative that sexuality is a young person's game. We've been led to believe that once you reach a certain age, desire is something that you just lose. But that's simply not true. It's a story that too many people have bought into, and it's keeping them from fully embracing their sexual and emotional selves later in life. The truth? Sexual intimacy can be just as vital, just as rewarding, no matter your age. The changes that come with age don't have to mean the end of pleasure. They mean a chance to reconnect with your body in new and meaningful ways. It's not about chasing youthful standards of perfection. It's about embracing the wisdom that comes with age and finding intimacy in a way that truly nourishes you. Let's face it, society has conditioned us to think intimacy is only for the young, for the perfect, and for the fast-paced days of youth. But what if the truth was the opposite? What if intimacy, connection, and pleasure only become more valuable as we age? You see, as we grow older, intimacy shifts from being about performance or physicality to something much deeper. It becomes about touch, connection, emotional bonding. It's about being present with a partner, about sharing warmth, laughter, and trust. This is what truly matters. I get it. You might be thinking, but what about physical changes? How do I navigate those? That's the beauty of it. With age comes a deeper understanding of what feels good, of what truly matters in a relationship. Performance anxiety fades, and in its place is a more relaxed, intimate approach to connection. You don't have to impress anyone or follow outdated standards. You just have to show up, together, as you are, and that's enough. Sexuality isn't just about physical pleasure. It's about emotional connection, about feeling close to someone, about creating intimacy that isn't defined by your age or physical changes. And you don't have to stop experiencing that just because you're older. In fact, intimacy as you age can be even more meaningful. What you've learned over the years, about yourself, about your body, about love, gives you a freedom younger generation can't quite comprehend yet. You can be more open, more communicative, and yes, even more adventurous in your intimacy. You don't have to fit into any box. You just have to embrace who you are now and the person you share that connection with. And yes, the body may change, but your ability to experience intimacy doesn't disappear. It evolves. So if you're thinking that sexuality no longer has a place in your life, think again. Embrace it, nurture it, and find what works for you. Sexuality is still yours to experience. It's always been a part of who you are, and it doesn't leave just because you've reached a certain age. So forget the myth that intimacy belongs to the young. You deserve the richness of emotional connection, of pleasure, and of love, no matter how many candles are on your birthday cake. Don't let age define your ability to enjoy a fulfilling, joyful sexual life. Embrace it. Celebrate your sexuality with the wisdom and confidence you've earned. Because at any stage of life, you have the right to feel good, to love deeply, and to be intimate on your terms. There's no expiration date on desire. It's yours, always.